Lampeta, Modilati. Ne? Modilati Masipa. She's a designer, of course. I like the name of her business. Arki Venzuse. Venzuse is a combination of Venda, Zulu, and Sepedi. This is very African. Venzuse. People are creative. Let me tell you the reason why you are poor. Some of you. You are poor because you can't think. That's it. Sometimes when you say, let me tell you the reason why you are poor. Why what happened to poor? So already you are over emotional. Now the reason why you are poor, generically speaking, is because you can't think. I'll solve this. I have a problem with solving. That's the reason why. You can't have money if you don't have solutions. That's the way it is. Okay, we're moving on. So Auswak, the beautiful designer. Agarwa Monale, like she's tall enough to be a designer. Shiraz, I mean, yeah. You have to feel her. My sister, there you go.
Thank you. Before the time, I get we're in the age of social media. So can everybody please just take out your phones, go to your Instagram, and follow me. The brand ke Venzuse SA, or you can follow Marriage Material by Venzuse. I'll give you time. Venzuse SA. Baba ngabantsa di phone. Venzuse, that is VENZUSE SA. The other one came Marriage Material. I think that one would probably be easier to remember. Dumelang Mapeli. Legay. I'm also a Pretorian, as they call it in this day and age. I was born right down the road, Mokalafong. Literally, my mom could have walked back home, the way I'm so near the hospital. So anyway, I'm a designer. I'm a fashion designer, born and bred here in Atteridgeville, under the brand Modilati. Now, time obviously is not on our side, so I'm going to try cut everything a little bit short, right? So it was last week, right? Last week, the time is 4:30 p.m., 4:30 a.m. actually. I have to wake up and get up for gym. I gotta get after that tibianong. Body better tibianong. It's not as firm as it used to be, so we kind of have to exercise. So it was then when I thought, I was like, you know what? In life, you actually have to choose yourself every single day. So every single day, you literally have to wake up and say, before you start your day. Because I want a 30-day bundle. You can't choose Modilati kadi wanza match and have that choice sustain you throughout up until the 30th March. So every day, and I got tired. I was like, you know what? Life is heavy, you know? But every morning you have to get up. You have to say, okay, fine. I'm adulting. It's hard, but I choose me, and I'm going to make it throughout the day. So anyway, moving back, as I said, I was born in Atteridgeville. I was always an artist. Growing up, I thought Bila wanted to be a singer, but then I figured that my singing was not as strong as my designing, right? So went to primary school, went to Peps Muteong, went to Girls High after that, and then after that I didn't know what I wanted to study, right? So my parents were like, okay, fine, it's and go for a gap year, right? So I went and I stayed go England. Now when I was in England, I wasn't sure what I wanted to study, but I knew who I was a designer. But you know, when you're an artist, the minute you say I want to do art, it's like, are you sure, you know? It's not sustainable. Of which is that it's understandable for our parents to say, but I think the day and age is a bit different now. So when I was that side, I'm thinking, okay, fine, what am I going to do? So, mama there, I'm in England, right? parents paid all this money, so ke phonela mama, because I've always been an entrepreneur, and I'm like, you know what, mom, I think in your work I takes. And my mom's like, how ndila mara? Like, we send you all the way that side, and then you want to come back, or I get it takes, you know? And I was like, no, mom, but okay, fine. It has to be entrepreneurial. Like, I think as kids, we're all born differently, you know? I was always, and I'm sure like most of you, you learn to find out whether you're an entrepreneur from a very, very early age. And with me, it was when my mom bought me my actually first sewing machine. So when my mom got me this sewing machine, I think Nana Norkitla Roka, di rogo tsa Mbobo, you know? I think I did about 1 or 2 of dolls' outfits, and then I figured, you know what? And that's exactly what I did. Okay, I'm gonna, is my time up? Almost? No? Okay. So fine, and then I made my own garments from that time on, right? And then fast forward, came back from England, obviously didn't buy taxis because it wasn't socially acceptable. More so especially because of Wanyana as well, and then Oragadi taxi, and then this, and then that. So anyway, I came back and I studied fashion design. I studied fashion design called Damelin, right? I did a 2-year diploma. And then after that, I met a friend of mine and we decided to start Venzuse together. Now, Venzuse, I've always been an African child, you know. I think I was very fortunate. Okay, by a show of hands, ne? Not white dog. I can see, mama. I can see. She's my type. So growing up, I think we were fortunate because like we literally played with baby dolls that looked like us. And I think that somehow does something to your psyche, you know, because is being sold at the store is just as beautiful as you are. So I guess that I'm grateful for my dad being a conscious person, you know, and which is why when I studied my African fashion brand, it had to be unique to who I was. So I'm all about supporting the black child, right? So hence my name, Venzuse. Okay, now I'm not wearing too much print, but it's a representation here a bit. So the brand Venzuse is a combination of African languages. Obviously, I couldn't fit all of them in. So it's a Venda, Sizulu, Lesepedi, right? So it's uniquely who I am because I'm African, but also I wanted it to sound internationally palatable so that the brand is not just based more high, right? So I was fortunate. Yeah, entrepreneurship is tough. It's tough. After studying God Damelin, and then I went into the business. Vatswadi was like, okay, fine, you've studied. We gave an okay for you to do what you want to do. So Katsena di fashion design, I unfortunately didn't go so well. Went to the 9 to 5, kailo verka ko Edcon. I think I was there for like 1.5 years. And after that, it was like, like negimelwa, you know, I just can't do, besides the rules and everything, but just the passion, you know. I think when you're an entrepreneur, the element, passion is so important. And with, I see you nodding there, the element, passion is so important. And I know as flimsy as it somehow sounds, fashion is my passion, you know. But entrepreneurship is so hard sometimes that it's literally your passion sometimes alone that gets you by to do what you want to do, right? So fine, and then went into the business. And now the disadvantage was that I was young at the time, right? And I was interested in doing wedding garments. Now when I used to be very like tinier than what I am now. So him meo moholo atla or rogadi rogo tsa manyalo, you know, it's like so basically this is why I think as a woman, as I age, it's the more I make money. Because the older I look in my field, the more capable I look like like I can actually pull something off like that, right? So as the years went by, and then Ebeki decided to focus on the marriage material side of things, because ke rata lenyalo, ke rata lerato, but most of all, like I said, I'm all for the black child winning. I think it's very important for us to go back to the family unit. And in order to do that, back to the family unit means sanse re nyalaneng. Re be marriage material, len supporting, basically, you know. So I went and I did marriage material because I work with bridal gowns, but also a play on the words because ke bereka ka lesela kere. So hence the name marriage material. So I'll go to 2020. I think maybe my time is about up. Am I good? Okay. So I'll go to 2020 lockdown. I think that was a very valuable lesson. You know, as designers, ukre unale arrogance ele or no, kinyagoroka fela dilo ze dese, etc., etc. So when lockdown hit, obviously, akona di event, akona manyalo, akona di graduation, there's nothing to go by. So literally, I researched. I was like, okay, fine, corona, huirahalanga corona. Went researched in China what was going on. I'm like, they're wearing masks. At the time, nobody was doing masks. And it took so much for me, from making wedding gowns to making just the mask, because I thought, yo, street cred, you know? But I went and I did it. And I'll just summarize the lesson. Basically, I had to tap into the entrepreneur and leave the fluff out and say, you know, this is your time to make money. And I'm telling you, that time, but I made so much money. Should I wrap it up? Okay, fine. Then there's Lali the doll. You know, I'll just try wrap it up. So I've partnered up with Lali. As I've said, the importance of a black child growing up and playing kampopo o tshwanang le yena, you know. So I've partnered up with Lali at this point in time, and what happens now